This mutation is called Conflagration and it is being played on Temple of the Past. We have 3 mutators active. We have Alien Incubation, we have Scorched Earth, and we have Walking Infested. So, let's have a look at the masteries while the players get set up. Swann, 462 Ascension level, 30 points in the combat drop, 30 points in the structure health mastery, and 30 points into the drill upgrade mastery. And they are using the heavy weapon specialist prestige. This is P1 Swann. Han Horner have picked their level 90 and they've gone for the stronger death chance mastery, the significant other bonuses, and then a 10-20 split into the air fleet and magmine cooldown mastery. Now, this is interesting because this mastery is actually bugged. So these 30 points right now are a dead 30 points. They are not really doing anything for Han Horner. And this mastery actually does not do anything under any circumstance. Like, this thing is just a dummy mastery. So if you are playing Han Horner, make sure you do reallocate your 30 skill points over here, because this mastery does absolutely nothing. It used to do things before the prestige patch, but I think Blizzard had other ideas. They wanted to, what I think happened is that they wanted to rework this mastery into something else, and they just probably either forgot or just did not have time to do that, and before the developer team basically quit the jobs. And so this master actually doesn't do anything right now. So if you are a Blizzard developer right now, please fix this. This mastery actually does not do anything. And I think probably the intent was never to have this mastery with combining with the prestiges, but you know what? I would not complain if that mastery was available. Anyway, Han Horner have picked the Chaotic Power Couple Prestige. This one is the P1 Han Horner as well. Expansions are already out, so, or at least cleared for Swann and Han Horner, so they're going to be working their way here. In production, we have a few of these Hellbats here, which is also really nice. The first attack wave has spawned on the mission, and as the drill gets to lock on, you'll see that the enemy composition is the Devouring Scourge. Now, you will notice that from the shorts video that I released, that you're going to see a lot of this thing happening. So there are going to be a lot of units that are going to be created when you kill enemy units on the map. Also, they'll be setting the ground on fire with Scorched Earth. Remember, the Walking Infested and Alien Incubation both will cause enemy units to drop a number of Broodlings and Infested Terrans based on their supply costs. So it's going to be really, really nasty. You're going to need a lot of sustained splash damage. And this is why P1 Swann works very, very nicely here. Swann already has a really nice solid sustain. You could go even for P2 Swann if you want to build static defense to be able to hold, because your turrets are able to regenerate HP with the fire suppression systems upgrade, and you'll have the extra range as well, so you can get your flame betties and everything is really nice for Swann. But P1 here, it's nice to see a Swann play that showcases the P1 Swann, because personally I'm not a huge fan of this prestige, and I have made it very, very clear as to why, like on my streams and this, but this is one of the very few situations where P1 Swann actually works really nicely. Notice how the drill's lock-on actually causes the Mutators, which are flying much faster than the rest of the ground units, to slow down. This causes the ground units to catch up with the Mutators, and they too get caught in Swann's laser drill splash damage, so this actually works really nicely. And additionally, also, because you have these extra mutators that are spawning extra units, the units that die will also get locked on, or the units that die will spawn the Alien Incubation Broodlings and Walking Infested Terrans, and these things may also get caught by the Laser Dream splash damage, and you will end up clearing those things out as well. So it works really, really nicely. And this is also why you see Swann having picked the Drill Upgrade Mastery here. This Upgrade Mastery is really important. You want to maximize your splash damage and you want to maximize your drill damage, and this is the perfect way of doing so. We can see now the Swann has already gotten his... Which upgrade has he gotten? He's gotten the Drill Level 1? Yeah, he's gotten Drill Level 1. There's still Drill Level 2 on the way, but Swann right now just working on a little bit of an economy, trying to get everything in he'll set up, and he'll be good to go. Next attack wave is on the way, and what do we have for Han Horner? Okay, we already have a few Hellbats, and Swann has also built some Hellbats. So you can see here, this is going to be a mass Hellbat game. This is going to be a meme game that has been submitted by these two players. Thank you very much, you two, for showcasing a secret unit in Swann's arsenal, which is the Hellbat, because nobody ever uses Swann's Hellbat. It's a new unit. Did you guys know that there are Hellbats in Swann's army? Swann can make Hellbats. But yeah, you can see over here, these Hellbats actually being very, very useful. In all seriousness, they are actually a really solid unit to use here, because they do have that splash damage. They have the extra bonus The damage bonus versus light, so they deal really nice amounts of damage, and they're reasonably solid units as well. First Void Thrasher will be spawning now in just a little bit. And you can see some more Zerglings decide to try and give a little bit of aggro. You can see Hellions, Hellbats over here dealing good amounts of damage and clearing out the rest of these units. And you can see these Lings just getting completely shredded. These Hellbats actually doing really well as well. Han Horner's Hellbats also dying, causing a fear and also setting the ground on fire. So there's going to be a lot of fire over here. It's actually really nice to see this in action because it's not very often that you will see the wildfire explosives being useful for here. So this is the, here we go, wildfire explosives upgrade for Swann's Hellbats. Work really nicely as well. And that is the Void Thrasher cleared. Few Broodlings over here, few walking infested Terrans as well. Those things will get cleared up. And now the hecticness is going to begin. We're going to be having the first set of double attack waves coming up on this mission, and we have what? We have advanced optics, so this is going to increase their attack range, which is really nice for the Hellbats as well. We even have structure armor upgrade coming up here. Now this is actually an interesting decision. Swann wants to go for the structure armor. He may be putting down static defense in the later stages of the game, but I really do not see the utility of this upgrade at this very moment. But Swann already gotten the level 2 drill upgrade, so he's going to be able to deal a good amount of damage over here. Scourge being a little bit annoying. That Scourge may actually end up hitting the temple. And the temple, indeed, it does it. That's 110 damage. One Scourge actually dealt 110 damage to the temple right there in the first wave there. We have some Brute Queens are joining into the mix as well, but they are not going to stand a chance against Swann's laser drill. And the one thing to pay attention throughout the course of this mission is the amount of damage that is being dealt by this laser drill. This laser drill damage is going to start going through the roof once attack waves start to get larger and start to clump up. He's already dealt about 10,000 damage so far, but this also brings me to one more note, because this is an air composition and some of you guys might be up against Zerg compositions, is how attack waves actually behave in terms of their movement. So you can see over here, some of these units are getting cleared out. But air units are leashed to the ground units, and they will stick to the ground units unless all the other ground units are dead. If all the ground units die and the air units have nothing to leash to, then the air unit will make a beeline for the temple. So in this scenario, what this means is that you should clear the air units first and then clear the ground units if this is, something that's possible for you to do, because otherwise you'll have Scourge that make a beeline straight for the temple, and they will end up causing a few issues over here. So be careful with that. That is some behavior that is very, very common with the AI. A lot of people will use static defense to clear out the ground units, and what will happen eventually is that the ground units all end up dying, and then the air units just run to the temple and just one-shot the temple. And you can see this temple now taking a little bit of damage. Scorched Earth does deal damage to the temple over here. Temple is currently on fire, and temple is actually not... Why is the temple still on fire? Okay, there we go. So that is going to end up going down. And you can see over here what's happening. This is the second thing that is going to happen as well, is that because these Scourge are, clumped up with the Mutalisks and the Guardians, that is okay, because these guys have stopped. The Scourge will also stop and hang around here for a while. But if you have only ground units and there's no other air unit that can aggro your ground army, you will get that temple one-shot by the enemy units that are spawning. So be careful about that. Next spawn is coming up here. Han Horner's Magmites are able to handle some of these units here. But again, there are a lot of units over here, and one of those Science Vessels just instantly gets blasted to smithereens. The second one also ends up going down. Laser Drill trying to stop the onslaught of infested units over here, and he's going to be able to clear that out reasonably well. The Laser Drill is doing a lot of work right now, clearing out these infested Terran units, but these commanders are actually getting overwhelmed here. Lots of infested Terrans are actually dealing some damage to these supply depots, and these Hellbats now trying to make their way over here, trying to get these Zerglings off this laser drill. We do not want that laser drill going down. There's another attack right here, and Han Horner uses a space station reallocation. Blue Flame also been researched on these Hellions, or these Hellbats. These things are going to do these things are going to do a lot of damage now to these lighter units here, and we also have the detonation clearing out these hybrids. So there should be another Void Thrasher that should be spawning sometime soon. There we go. That's the other Void Thrasher now. The Void Thrasher is going to be dealing a little bit more damage to the temple. Very nice play here from Swann. He is well aware that Scourge is a problem, and Scourge can... I think a lot of people who do lose Temple of the Past against her, it's because of the Scourge. They just randomly run for the Temple. So what Swann has done here is he's put down some spinning dizzies, and those things are going to be able to clear out any of the Scourge here that will try and aggro the temple. Now there's only one small issue with this, is that there's no Flaming Betty with this. So ideally what you would like to do is put down one Flaming Betty on each side, because when you start killing off the Scourge, they're going to start dropping these Broodlings and these Infested Terrans. And if your drill is busy killing something else of Amon's, then it's very likely that the drill will not clear out the units that are attacking your turrets, and that could be a bit of a problem. And now we have another attack wave that's getting dropped over here, and I think this might be an issue that Swann might notice, actually no, he may not notice this because the drill is going to be aggroing some more of these units anyway. But we have a combat drop that has been used now to handle this. There's going to be another drop attack, and then there's going to be a Void Thrasher that's spawning. But over here, Swann pushing through, clearing out the enemy bases here with his Blue Flame Hellions. It's like 43 damage to light, and they have 3 range, a really nice amount of range. You can see this is roughly what 3 range looks like. Really nice range. And yeah, so this combat drop and the rest of these Hellions are going to be making their way towards this next Void Thrasher over here. And it's going to be a while before Swann is able to intercept this. So let us see what is going on over here. So a couple more Science Vessels being made here. I don't know how long these Science Vessels are going to survive the Scourge, then to just blast them out of the sky instantly. Swann is also building some more supply depots. He has queued up a few more supply depots on the way. In production, just have more Hellions, more Science Vessels, attack upgrades as well coming out for both these players, and this should be pretty nice as well. We have high-sec auto tracking upgrade as well for Swann here. He just wants to give these spinning dizzies just a little bit of extra range so they can take out whatever is left here. And now we have the first of the several drop attacks on this mission. So Hanhorn is going to drop down one set of Magmines. This is definitely not going to be enough. So Swann will have to try. They will have to try and get their stuff into position here. So again, the laser drill doing a good amount of work. And these Magmines actually getting a lot of value as well over here. 20,000 damage so far by these Magmines. Doing really nicely. There's now another drop attack here. And the rest of these units are going to start aggroing Swann's expansion. Okay, there's another drop attack coming here. And there are a lot of Scourge over here. And these Vikings, the Vikings actually survive. Okay, one Viking did go down, but the other ones are still alive. But this thing is getting focused down by the Hybrid. So he has to be a little bit careful. This thing's sitting at 8 HP as well. So Hanhorner will have to try and get these SCVs to repair some of these units here, but unfortunately there are a few Broodlings that are aggroing Hanhorner's SCVs, and these things are going to start killing off SCV after SCV, and they're going to set the ground on fire, which means the rest of these SCVs are also going to end up dying. So a few casualties over there, unfortunately for Hanhorner, but yeah, 20 SCVs have died so far, but that is okay, all acceptable losses, and Swann now is continuing to push into the top enemy base. Hanhorner has the top side pretty much under control and getting ready to deal with this next wave that is coming up. So we have one set of Magmines already. I think the Hanhorner will probably drop the second set as well. And notice the spread that they are giving to their Magmines. They do not want all the Magmines aggroing in one direction. Fortunately, the one Broodling does end up triggering some more of these Magmines, but you see, you want that slowdown, and then you want the rest of these Magmines to end up aggroing the rest of the clump here. That was a really nice hit on the Magmine over there, and now Hanhorner trying to push through, and just see the huge number of units that have been spawned over here. The Hanhorner is able to handle this. The Hellband's just standing strong, and combat drop gets used by Swann here just to help out Hanhorner a little bit, but a little bit of help they do not need. They have this completely under control. Everything is on fire right now. There is so much fire. Part of it is Amon's fire, part of it is Hanhorner. So look at that. Like, what is this? This is just so much fire right now. And yeah, so more Hellions standing strong at the top line here, and they will be able to clear this out. There's now another drop attack coming up. And I think if Hanhorner went for the Strike Fire Platform Mastery, they could have gotten the Napalm upgrade and put even more fire over there. But very nice hit from the Magmines over here, and that actually takes out all the Scourge, which means these Vikings are going to be uncontested against these Guardians here, and they're just going to clean up whatever's left of Amon's forces. There's just a few random Infested Terrans. They're just slapping away at these SCVs. The next Void Thrasher has spawned now, and the temple is sitting at 1,600 HP, but Swann is going to start pushing through, and he's got a very nice lock-on with the drill doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the Scourge do spot the Hercules, and they are able to pick the Hercules off, killing it off, and I don't know if there was anything inside the Hercules over there, but the Void Thrasher is still doing a little bit more damage to the temple, and now all that is left are a few more of these Tuna Fish hybrids. And over here, again, Hanhorner has picked also the assault drones and the hangar base here to try and just increase the damage output of their air army, because air units are very, very nice when it comes to dealing with this mutator set, but you gotta have something on the ground to draw aggro, otherwise bad things can happen to you. So one of the things I did recommend is to go for air units, but remember that if there is nothing on the ground for Amon's units to aggro, they will run straight for the temple, and this can sometimes happen, so it's going to be a little bit annoying, but it is manageable. Last Tuna Fish Hybrid is going to get locked down by the drill. Tuna Fish Hybrid goes down, and unfortunately these Hellions not very effective at dealing with the Void Thrasher. Remember that the Void Thrasher is armored, and the Hellions deal bonus damage versus light, so it's going to be a while before they're able to clear this out. Finally, Horner's had enough. Tactical jumps his Vikings to the Void Thrasher and kills it off. And so far now, so good. So we had the Void Thrasher spawn, we had the extra wave attack waves coming up. So now I think we're going to be waiting for the next set of double attack waves, and Horner getting ready to handle that out. So double Void Thrashers have started to spawn now. This temple is going to take a little bit of a pounding. Horner will have to be a little bit careful. They did drop a set of mag mines on the ramp over there, and now there's a huge attack wave that is coming up here. So they use their call in the fleet to start dealing some damage to these air units. Lots of guardians and lots of high priority targets here for the call in the fleet, so they're going to end up clearing out this attack wave. Really nice cleanup there from Horner, so he's going to be able to deal with this Void Thrasher by himself. Over here, Swann is just trudging through, trying to cut through this attack wave. And now we have Science Vessels here, and they just want to get the Void Thrasher to stop aggroing the temple. So he's going to use the Science Vessels and the Combat Drop to draw a little bit of aggro. And now the next attack wave has spawned, so he's going to get his drill now to start aggroing and targeting the center of this attack wave. So it's very nice if you actually target some more of the Tuna Fish Hybrids, but we have Irradiates coming down on these Tuna Fish Hybrids, and on top of the Guardians as well. Irradiate damage does stack against Amon's forces, so it's very, very useful and very effective. Very nice usage of Irradiate over here. And on this side, Horner trying to clear out the rest of this attack wave. I think they may have lost a few more Vikings. Yeah, a few more Vikings have gone down, but nothing that they cannot handle. They've been able to clear this out pretty well right now with their Vikings. Their Vikings have a lot of damage output with their wildfire missiles, but yeah, so now there's going to be a triple pronged attack wave, one on each of the ramps and one down the middle lane. I do not know if the bonuses are going to be done. I don't think they have the extra time and the extra resources to spare dealing with this bonus objective. Remember, the Horner probably not one of the best commanders for dealing with this mutation, so they are actually going on the back foot, but see how cleanly they are able to clear up this attack wave. On this side, we have a few Hellions here, and they're going to be able to deal with some of these roaches over here. And we have some mag mines on this side. So this is going to get a little bit hairy now. So Swann is going to go and aggro this northern side first. So he's going to clear this out. Really solid cleanup here. There are a few more Guardians. On this side, we have a bunch of Scourge and some more air units that are making wave. This is going to be a really fat attack wave as well, but Swann has decided to retarget his laser. Really nice retargeting on the laser drill here. Try and deal with this. We have also some strike fire now getting used, and one very nice hit on those mag mines. Very nice positioning there on the mag mines to just take out a huge chunk of this attack wave. The Guardians just instantly get one shot there by the attack wave, by the Swann's laser drill. And I think this is pretty much it. Yeah, all the attack waves are done right now. A few random roaches over here. I think they want to do the bonus objective. I don't think they're gonna have the time. I think the mission is going to end very, very shortly. Yeah, there we go. It's unfortunately just not enough time, but that is a temple defended, and that is GG.